Everyone, welcome to MyGoMinds. Welcome to the world of data structures. DSA means data structures and algorithms. The trending concepts in the current IT industry is DSA. If you want to get a good package in IT industry, if you want to settle your career in product-based companies, or if you're already working with service-based companies like TCS, Infosys, and if you want to update your package and move to product-based companies, DSA will play the major role. So we already discussed about DSA means data structures and algorithms. So what is DSA? Data structures and algorithms. It is the foundation of problem solving in computer science and programming. Today there is a good demand for this DSA. So before learning DSA, why many people will fail to learn DSA means 99% of people will focus on this coding actually. DSA means not coding. DSA means algorithm. Many people are failed to understand the algorithm, identify the algorithm, which algorithm is recommended to solve the problem. That is very, very important. If you start learning DSA with the support of algorithms, then DSA will become very easy. Data structures means to store the data in different containers. These algorithms will help how to arrange the data in a proper structured manner, how to search the data, how to filter the data, how to sort the data. That is why algorithms will play the major role. So what is an algorithm? Algorithm is the step-by-step process of the solution. Generally every problem will have multiple solutions. We need to identify the best solution. For every solution you will have an algorithm. Every algorithm will give the solution for your particular problem. But as a developer, we need to identify the algorithm. So many people will confuse the difference between algorithm and program. Program is nothing but set of statements. Algorithm is nothing but step-by-step process of the solution. Is it clear? Algorithm was written at design time. If you develop any application, is it clear? At the time before developing the application, first we need to do some, at the design time, at the time of designing of the application, the algorithm was written. Program was written at the implementation time. Once when we want to implement the solution, or if you want to implement the algorithm, then we have to write the program. In order to write the algorithm, some domain knowledge is required. Very, very important. Domain knowledge means what? Knowledge is basically divided into two types. One is domain knowledge, other one is technical knowledge. Generally, in the software industry, there are two types of people are there. One is developers, other one is end users. Three types of people are there. One is developer, other one is end user, another one is tester. There are three category of people are there. So what a developer will do? Developer will develop the application. What is an end user will do? End user will use the application. What a tester will do? Tester will test the application. There are three types of roles are there. And apart from this, we have some business analysts will be there, team leads will be there, project managers will be there. The high level management, they will focus on algorithm, system design and all the other stuff. End users are again divided into two types. One is the customer of the organization is called as end user, and the employee of the organization is also called as end user. If you take a banking application, a bank employee is an end user. A bank customer is also an end user. A bank employee will always use laptops or desktops. He will do his office work through laptop or desktop. A bank customer will use bank transactions through his mobile. That is why nowadays a lot of technologies are there. So a bank employee will have domain knowledge, government employee will have domain knowledge, railway employee, these all will have domain knowledge. So domain experts are different and technical experts are different. If you have programming knowledge, if you are having good skills on programming like Java, C, C++, Python, then you can write the programs. If you have good domain knowledge, maybe a programmer also can have good domain knowledge. Is it clear? So programming knowledge is required to construct the program. Domain knowledge is required, and some mathematics, basic mathematics is required to write that algorithm. Algorithm can be written in any language. You can write the algorithm in simple English, or you can write the algorithm with the support of mathematics formulas and other stuff. But you no need to worry that you must be expert in mathematics. Just you have to understand the magic of maths in DSA. That is important. Many people will fear, sir, I don't know mathematics, but I don't know what is logarithm, what is O of n, log of n, these all things will be available. Means if you understand in a generalized manner, you can easily understand DSA in a simplified manner. Did you understand? If you want to write the program, you must have the knowledge on programming languages like C, C++, Java, JavaScript, Python, C Sharp. These all are required. Coming to the next point. Algorithm does not depend on hardware and operating system, because algorithms will not give you any programming outputs. Algorithm is not a program. It is just an idea. Whatever you identified the solution that you have identified in step-by-step manner, that is a simple algorithm. So no hardware is required, no OS is required to run this algorithm. But program, definitely, some hardware is required, some OS is required. Program languages are platform dependent. Some of them are platform dependent like C, C++. Some of them are platform independent, language independent. Platform independent means the program that was developed in one language can run on any other languages. Example, Java, C Sharp, these all are platform independent. So algorithm is not depending on your hardware or operating system or your CPU or network. Nothing is required. But program is depending on all the other stuff. We have to analyze the algorithm. That is very, very important. But we have to test the program. We cannot test the algorithm. We have to analyze the algorithm. Because one problem will have multiple solutions. Is it clear? We need to analyze that particular algorithm. How to analyze the algorithm? That is a very big task. But that is only the main part in the game. Are you following, everyone? Please respond. So here, yes, yes or no? Hello, can you hear my voice?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that is the main difference between algorithm and program. Now, what are the characteristics of a good algorithm? Many people will miss this algorithm because in IT industry also a lot of people entered in IT without computer science background. Lot of students from degree background or ECE or mechanical, civil, even lot of software employees also. Now they start learning DSA, having after 7 years, 8 years of experience. But the DSA will have high demand in the market. Pure computer science students, they have the theoretical knowledge. Other branch students, just they entered in the IT with the support of programming and other stuff. But if you have DSA knowledge, your style of programming will improve, your logical thinking will improve. You will habituate to write the algorithms, flow charts and everything. Your maturity levels, everything will play the major role. So what are the main characteristics of algorithm? Every algorithm requires input. That is mandatory. It may be zero inputs or zero or more inputs, that is required. If you take a program, if I want to print MyGoMinds, I will take one function, get a name, some function I will write. So in this function, I want to print some statement, system.out.println of, I want to print something like MyGoMinds. So this is what a function. This function is not taking any input, but it is returning some output. So every algorithm must accept one input. It may be zero or more inputs. But every algorithm must give at least one output. That is very, very important. Input is optional, but output is mandatory. Is it clear? Because if you want to print the sum of two numbers, two inputs are required, it will return one output, sum. If you want to get the product of two numbers, two inputs are required and get the sum. Is it clear? So every algorithm, please keep in mute. Characteristics of good algorithm is every algorithm will act. What are the characteristics of good algorithm means? Every algorithm will take input, zero or more inputs, and it will return at least one output. That is important. And a definiteness. The algorithm must be clearly and precisely defined. Finiteness. Programming language required. Effectiveness. I will explain what are these four terminologies. Very, very important. One is definiteness, finiteness, effectiveness, and generality. I will explain the next slide. So first of all, let us take one simple scenario. I want to prepare a coffee. If you want to prepare a coffee, some inputs are required. Some water is required, coffee powder is required, milk is required, sugar is required, and some process is required. I have to boil the water, add coffee powder to boiling water, boil for 2 to 3 minutes, add milk and sugar, stir well, filter, strain the coffee. Finally, you will get the output. So this is input, this is the process, this is the output. Every algorithm requires zero or more inputs and at least one output. That is important. So what is definiteness? Definiteness, very, very important. Every instruction in the algorithm must be clear and easy to understand. For example, you have given one statement in the algorithm, simply you are telling sort the numbers properly. This is not a proper statement. You have to mention clearly whether you want to sort the numbers in ascending order or descending order. So this is called as definiteness. Did you understand definiteness? So what it is telling you, a programmer has written an algorithm, simply has written sort the numbers properly. Properly means what? We cannot sort properly, right? Either you have to sort in ascending order or in descending order. Ascending means small to big, descending means big to small. So this type of statements are bad statements. Sort the numbers in ascending order or descending order. You can use some bubble sort algorithm. Using the bubble sort algorithm. This is the good definite. And here imagine you are cooking a recipe. You are telling something like add some water. It is not definite. You have to mention add 100 milliliters of water. Whatever the statement, whatever the inputs you are giving, whatever the steps you are writing in the algorithms, that must be precise. That is very, very important. That is about this one. And another one is finiteness. Finiteness in the algorithms. Algorithm must always complete after a finite number of steps. Generally, I think you all are familiar about loops. If you want to execute the logic multiple times, if you want to do the same task multiple times, instead of writing the code, for example, I want to print MyGoMinds. If I want to print MyGoMinds, I will simply write one statement, system.out.println of, here I will try to give MyGoMinds. So now I want to print MyGoMinds 100 times. So developer 1, what he will do? He will write 100 lines of code. Developer 2, what he will do? I have given one problem to 2 developers. What is the problem given means? Print MyGoMinds. Print MyGoMinds 100 times. This was the problem given. So problem given to developer 1. What developer 1 will do? Developer 1 will write 100 lines of code. What developer 2 will do? Developer 2 will write only 1 line of code. Developer 2 will write only 1 line of code. System.out.println of MyGoMinds, and he will try to keep this code inside the loop. He will rotate the loop how many times? 10 times. 100 times. So instead of repeatedly writing the same code multiple times, you can just keep the code inside the loop. So this loop is rotating how many times? 100 times. Did you understand? But what this finiteness is telling that is it algorithm must always complete after finite number of steps. Don't encourage the infinite loops. And in programming point of view, sometimes if you take databases, SQL Server or Oracle, these databases will run 24/7. You no need to stop the database. You no need to start the database in real time. For example, I have one database called SQL Server. Here you see. If I try to just open this SQL Server 24/7, it will be in on mode only. You no need to manually stop. If I just log in with my password SCA123, I will just click on connect. So I got permission to enter into the database to perform different types of operations. But if I want, I can manually stop this server. If I want, I can manually go to my services.msc. There you can see something like this. Some option will be there. That is SQL Server, MS SQL Server. Here I will try to stop. So forcefully I am stopping the server. Now again, if I try to log in, again I will try to right click on connect. Again I will give the password SCA123. This time you will get the error because the server is stopped. So generally in OS point of view, lot of programs will run simultaneously. If you want, you can see control services.msc. It is searching for the server. Server is offed. So you cannot access that particular server. You will get an error. A network related error which occurred while establishing the connection to the database. So the point is something like what algorithm is telling. When you write an algorithm, that algorithm must have some edge point. You must not repeatedly, infinitely rotate the loop. Again I will try to start this service. Right click, start. Now my server is started successfully. Again I will try to, this time I will again connect to my database. I will give the password properly. SCA123, something like this. Click on connect. Now successfully it was connected. So what it is, similarly if you take a web servers, if you are a web application developer, you will develop the application once and you will keep the application on the servers. Multiple users will run that, will interact with that particular applications. So these all are infinite loops. But what is finiteness is telling that an algorithm must have a finite number of steps. An algorithm must end after a certain number of steps. These are the main characteristics of this algorithm. What are the main characteristics? Every algorithm requires some input, 0 or more inputs. Every algorithm must generate at least one output. Every algorithm must be definiteness, and finiteness. Did you understand everyone? So, for example, imagine your this one I told you now. So let us see one example. Programmatically, I written one while loop here, and I am asking I want to print hello. So it is a never-ending loop, this one, because always the condition is true. So this loop is rotating. This is not a valid statement in the algorithm. This loop will never end. But similarly, if you write something like this, I am rotating one loop. This loop is rotating how many times? 5 times. So when you define any statement in the algorithm, it must be a finite statement. That is the main point. And coming to the next important characteristics is effectiveness. Effectiveness means that every step of an algorithm must be simple, basic and understandable, because one algorithm can be readable by n number of programmers, multiple analysts. Lot of people will read that algorithm. Whatever the statement you are writing, practically that statement must be possible. For example, here you say, I have written one statement, cook until it feels right. It feels right. So you are telling that until you feel good, until then you cook the rice. But another statement here we are writing here. Another statement we are writing here, all of you. What is the another statement? Cook on medium flame for 10 minutes. This is effective statement and clear. In algorithm, each step-by-step process of the solution is algorithm. Every line in the algorithm must be clean and clear. It must be effective, definite and finiteness. Are you following everyone? Please respond, anyone? Hello, speak loud. Can you hear my voice? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, coming to another characteristic is generality in algorithm. Generality means the algorithm should work for all valid inputs. Is it clear? If you change the input, output will change. Okay. But for example, you take here programming is basically divided into two types. One is static program, other one is dynamic program. Static programming means input is fixed. Dynamic programming means input will be given by the end user. Did you understood? So this program is a static program. How many times you will run this program, you will get the same output. A is 5, B is 10 and you are fixing the inputs. Dynamic programming means something like this. Enter first number. If you take a web application or any other, here you can write enter first number, enter second number. And here you can write some button called add. So here now this is something like this. I have two text boxes, something simple analogy I am giving. And here the user will enter the first number as 5. Second number as 3. Now once one user hit this button, it must give the output as 8. For user 1, user 2 what he is doing, he will give different inputs. He will give 2 and 3. His output will be 5. So for different inputs, you will get different outputs. User 3 will give 7 and 3. He will get the output 10. But if you take this program, for how many times you will run the program, every time you will get the same output. That is called generality. Generality means algorithm should work for all. Did you understood? So int sum is equal to a plus b. This is valid. Manually if you write this one, this is not valid. Inputs also must not be static. Inputs must be dynamic. Generally in programming languages on real time, if you search any items in Amazon, you will enter some input. Based on your input, the output will come. You search some mobiles. If you fix in the code means, hard coded means, whoever will open Amazon, everyone will get the same responses. That is the point I am telling. So these are the main characteristics of algorithm. And then there is one more important analogy called priori analysis and posteriori analysis. Is it clear? Priori analysis means theoretical analysis. Is it clear? If you have an algorithm means you must not immediately implement that algorithm. Is it clear? You have to theoretically analyze that particular algorithm. That's what I told. We have to analyze the algorithm, we have to test the program. Is it clear? So that is prior analysis. And posteriori analysis means analyzing the implementation of the algorithm, that is program. Is it clear? This prior analysis will done before writing the code. Posterior analysis will done after writing the code and after running the program by checking the case studies, inputs and output matching and other stuff. And here this is the main character in your movie. One is time complexity and other one is space complexity. These all are very, very important before entering into our DSA. That anyway we'll discuss And here you must have the knowledge on big O notation, mathematical reasoning and all the other stuff. That we'll discuss slowly. Don't be hurry and spoil the curry. Slowly, because we are entering in the world of DSA. From beginner level to medium level to expert level. Our target is to solve the high level problems starting with beginner to expert level. Is it clear? So what are the strengths of the algorithm and what are the weaknesses of the algorithm? Did you understand why these are very, very important? For example, you want to travel from one place to another place. There is house A and house B. You want to travel from house A to house B. You can go by cycle or you can go by bike. It doesn't matter. But if you take two continents, you want to travel from one continent to another continent. You can travel by flight or you can travel by cruise ship. Is it clear? So now you need to identify the shortest path. What is the shortest path we can travel to the destination? Definitely we need to analyze it. If you want to travel to your friend house, you can directly blindly go. You can go by your bicycle or car or bike, or you can book Rapido or Ola. But if you want to go to Mars, if you want to go to Moon, definitely you must have some proper planning is required, proper analysis is required, proper testing is required. Is it clear? Blindly we cannot take one satellite or rocket and you can directly move to the destination. That is the point in software industry also. When you solve any problem, when you test any problem, every minute part will play the major role. Recently we have seen the Facebook servers was stopped for 7 hours, something like that. If any banking server is busy, PhonePe server is busy, is it clear? You are searching something, IPL match is going on, IPL live streaming is going on, 50 crores people are watching. Suddenly some live streaming errors came, data, huge amount of data is transferring, some streaming data. That type of data, handling that type of data is very tedious process. Definitely, these algorithms will play the major role. Is it clear? And here that's what I'm telling. You can choose the best. You cannot travel from one house to another house through rocket. So there are multiple options are there to reach your destination. Because it is very cost cutting and you have to concentrate on the cost as well as speed before identifying the implementation. Before going for the implementation, you have to focus on the cost and speed. Did you understand? Speed means time, and we'll discuss about all these things later. So what is this asymptotic notation? Asymptotic notation means there are three scenarios will be there to choose the best algorithm when you write. One is worst case scenario, other one is best case, another one is average case. Worst case is big O notation. That anyway we'll discuss in the next session. So I'll give you a small analogy in a simplified manner. For example, a pizza delivery company is there. Now that pizza delivery manager wants to assign a task to his delivery boy. So the delivery boy must deliver the pizzas to the houses. So there is one scenario. A delivery boy person goes to direct to a single house with a pizza box. So what is this one? Constant time, order of one. Order of one means how many houses are there also. He will deliver the items to only the first house. This is one notation. And coming to linear time. Linear time means delivery boy will deliver the pizzas row by row, one by one. For example, there are 5 houses are there in a row. So first you will deliver to the first house, next house, third house, something like that. So there are different algorithms we have to analyze based on time complexity and space complexity. Similarly, quadratic time. Quadratic time means the delivery person compares every pair of house with arrows pointing between them, side by side, something like that. That is order of n square. Anyway, in future I will explain all these things. Just as a demo session, I am giving you some analogy. And coming to the another one, logarithmic time. A tree-shaped road with houses or branches. All houses are available in the same colony. But identify the courier services, how the Amazon, how the Swiggy, how he is delivering the items to the nearest locations and everything. That is your divide your search. So these are very, very important. In future, we'll discuss about each and every concept. Are you following everyone? As a good programmer, you must have the knowledge on PDLC actually. Every programmer must have the knowledge on, I think you have the knowledge on SDLC. SDLC means Software Development Lifecycle. PDLC means Program Development Lifecycle. So what is PDLC? PDLC is an approach that was followed by the programmers to develop the programs fastly and efficiently. In future again we'll take one algorithm what is time complexity, space complexity. Until you understand the algorithms, you cannot start doing the coding. Parallelly, we will conduct 2 batches. One is basic algorithms and other stuff. Other one is programming class, Java and Python separately. If you are from Java background, you can directly attend DSA with Java. If you are Python background, you can attend DSA with Python. DSA algorithms and basic domain class are different and programming class are different. Definitely you must have the knowledge on basic programming before entering into your DSA. But meanwhile, I will try to cover the algorithm part, time complexity, identifying the solutions, what is recursion, how to analyze the algorithm. Nobody will teach algorithm based style of teaching. Everyone will focus on the coding only. So that is why you have to opt for this MyGoMinds. MyGoMinds will design the course in such a manner it must be helpful for the experienced people to update their packages and freshers to get good packages. That is why we launched this course. So PDLC means Program Development Lifecycle. PDLC is an approach that was followed by programmers to develop the programs fastly and efficiently. Problem definition, identify the solution for the problem, algorithm, flowchart. PRS, Program Requirement Specification, means identify the concepts that are required to construct the program, coding and testing. Out of these two are very, very important. One is algorithm, other one is coding. First of all, this algorithm is very, very important. We'll discuss anyway one by one. As I told you that every problem will have solution. One problem will have multiple solutions. And similarly, every solution will have algorithm. And choose the best algorithm based on time complexity and space complexity. Once you fix the algorithm, you have to implement that algorithm by taking the support of programming languages like C, C++, Java or C#, .NET or Python. The concept is same. The implementation syntaxes will change. Language to language, syntax will change. Every language will have rules, syntax, concepts and logics. We have to by heart the rules, by heart the syntax, understand the concepts. Syllabus is same, whether you learn any language, whether Java, .NET or Python, syllabus is same, only syntax will change. All are competitors. One is Swiggy, other one is Zomato. One is Ola, other one is Uber. One is Audio, other one is Bench. One is Java, other one is Python. Java is good, Python is good, and you must be good. You must be good in DSA. Then Java, Python, you may be working on Java. Immediately overnight you can shift to Python also. Companies and industry also will support you. So that's what I'm telling. Bruce Lee will always tell, I will not fear if my opponent know 10,000 tricks. But I will fear if my opponent will practice one trick 10,000 times. That is the power of practice. Repeatedly, if you do the same work, definitely the work will become very simplified and easy. Many mistakes what people will do, they'll blindly open the lead code and solve the problems and feel that they have a good rank, but not. But if we suddenly give any other problem, again they will confuse. The problem is they don't have a habit to write the algorithms. They don't have the habit to analyze the time complexity, space complexity. So it is not a quality style of learning. So once you are focused on this algorithm based learning, definitely everyone can become an expert. And here, what is the difference between an English and programming language? Actually, language is very, very simple. Programming language is very easy. In every language, you will have alphabets. In English, you will have alphabets. In programming language, you will have literals. In English, you will have words. In programming language, you will have keywords. In English, you will have names. In programming, you will have identifiers. In English, you will have rules. In programming language also, you will have rules. In English, you will have grammar. In programming, you will have syntax. In English, you will have sentence. In programming, you will have statement. In English, you will have paragraph. In programming, you will have task. In English, you will have story. In programming, you will have a program. In English, you will have a book. Here, you will have a software application. So, what is an application? Application is collection of programs. Program is set of tasks. Task is sequence of statements. How to construct the statement? By following some programming rules, syntax, concepts and logics. But before that, it is very easy to learn a programming language. So you have to focus more on DSA only. So before going to DSA, we must have the knowledge on data structures. Data structures means arrange the data in a proper structured manner. Especially we must have the knowledge on arrays. So we already told in the last session, data structures are the containers which are used to store the data. How efficiently you can store the data, how efficiently you can perform the operations on that data, like searching operations, sorting, insertion, deletion, swapping, sorting. Then you have to use some algorithms. So these all are the containers. Variable is used to store single value. Array is used to store similar values. Object is used to store single user data. Collection is used to store group of objects or list of users. So data is very, very important. Match the following. Let us see here. So percentage. Percentage means 78.3. Single value variable. Total marks. Total marks is also 248. That is also variable. If you want to store a single value, variable is required. I want to store the subject marks of student. Here 5 subject marks of the student. You can store. Go for array. I want to store the employee names. Go for array. String array. I want to store the employee details. Go for one object. Single information, single user details or single employee details. Go for object. I want to store list of employees. Go for collection or list, set, map, tuple. Lot of containers are there to store some group of elements or list of elements. I want to store some list of students. Go for some collection. So these all are data structures which are used to arrange the data in a proper structured manner. Is it clear? Algorithms will help to process on data structures in an efficient manner. Did you understood? These all are variables, array, object and collection. So generally what operations will perform on data? Data may be a number or it may be a strings, arrays or collections. Mostly will perform arithmetic operations, comparison operations. On strings will perform concatenation, searching, getting the length of the string, accessing the characters. On arrays, adding the elements, updating the elements, searching the elements from array, swapping, sorting. These all are very, very important. Insertion, deletion, updation, searching, sorting, swapping. So generally what operation will perform on numbers? Discount calculations, GST calculations, total cost, swapping, deposit, withdraw, loan eligibility, loan repayment, budget calculations, profit loss, even number. These all will try to do. That is main task. So before going to DSA, you must have the knowledge on array. So I will show you a simple analogy how to work with arrays. Means array is a user-defined data type which is used to store homogeneous values. Or array is used to store some similar values. Not same values, similar values. The size of the array is fixed. So developer main job is to create an array. For example, I am creating an array. In array, each and every element can be identified by using index number. Always the index number starts from 0. Array is used to store similar elements. How to create an array? You learn language, Java or Python. And then initialize the array. Initialize the array with some values. Is it clear? So I stored some values in the array. And then this is a data structure. Array is also a data structure. Array is a user-defined data structure which is used to store similar values. It is a linear data structure where the elements are stored in side by side. And then we need to perform operations on array. What operations we can perform? We can perform different types of operation. Read the elements from the array. Read the first element. Read the last element. Read the even elements, odd elements, mid elements. Is it clear? Identify, count the number of duplicate elements in the array. Find the missing element in the array. Find the later element, largest element, such a specific element in the array by using different searching algorithms are there. Sort the elements from the array. Some sorting algorithms are there, bubble sort, quick sort, merge sort, different sorting algorithms are there. Elements that swap the largest element into the smallest position, smallest element into the largest position. These all some domain knowledge. What I am giving you, that is called as domain knowledge. That is very, very important for a developer. So generally what operations we can perform on arrays means add the elements in the array. We are adding some elements. In array, each and every element can be identified by using index number. Find the sum of the elements from the array. Anyone will get the output, but focus on time complexity and space complexity. That is why algorithms will play the major role. Sum of the first and last element. Sum of the even elements. Is it clear? Sum of the odd elements. This is all you have to perform. These are our basic level programs. In DSA, somewhat high level programs will be there. Such the maximum element in the array. Such the minimum element from the array. Sum of the max and min elements. Mid element in the array. Did you understand? Array is used to store some homogeneous values. Is it clear? Create an array to store 6 even numbers, to store 6 odd. This is the basic level data structures you must know about arrays and strings. That anyway we'll discuss each and every concept in a more efficient manner. So I think Mayan is also there with you. You will continue now. Just 5 minutes. You will get some more clarity. All of you please share your contact details in the chat box. Thank you.